Good day. Good day. I'm going to address the issue about the jittery child, hyperactive child. There are many causes that could produce a hyperactive child. Even from birth, the child may be jittery and not drinking breast milk even, Mother has to walk around and so on. And even when bottle fed, many gimmicks have to be adopted to keep his attention. So the child's attention span is also short, attention depth is shallow, and he can't absorb too long anything. This shows up from first year, second year, third year. Now they get diagnosed as autism spectrum, they get diagnosed as ADHD, different multiple personality, so on, and unfortunately they can start getting drugs early if patients have no patience. The parents have no patience. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis, Director, Colombo Empathic Learning Center. Also, I was the founding head of pharmacology in a state medical faculty. And because these kids often have the brain chemistry change, the neurochemistry, and they are dopamine high, dopamine jittery, dopamine addictive, for reasons, different reasons. Even from the mother's womb it can happen. If mother took too much paracetamol, mother took alcohol, or just if there was parental conflict, all those can be there. So I gave you a little background to get you interested and apply yourself to help your jittery child. So ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So what do? We try to improve his attention span, attention depth, and attention intensity, how much he can absorb in a given minute. That's how you do. So what are the things possible? One, get the child to be involved in finger, tip and toe activity. So toddling along on a Lanupadura with sort of rough surface, toddling along on a mat, and then the playpen itself will help the child to come to the end of his toddling on his knees or whatever it is, and come to the edge of the playpen and then stand up, and then what is inside he'll try to throw. So you keep inside the playpen certain number of things so that he'll have the idea of throw back and then throw out, and someone throws in, and it becomes a game. At all costs, keep the child away from the screen. Let me repeat, keep the child away from the screen. If you give the television screen or a smart gadget to the child to occupy, even if mother shows or grandparents show or he's left with it, you will not be able to recover this child. And before he starts school going, he will be on multiple drug therapy because the child is so jittery and cannot sleep. Please do not go that way. Every bit of diazepam or lorazepam or that kind of sleep-inducing tranquilizers are addictive. Children must not get these drugs. And you will make it worse by giving the screen to a child who's already having this problem of attention. Then, of course, the digital screen may induce the problem or may make the problem worse. So you have to get on to activities that will improve his eye, hand, fingertip coordination, and improving whatever he can take from his mouth for food, mastication, and don't make it all liquid stuff where he only drinks it. So now he's 3-4 years old. He should be able to chew and swallow, make much of his eating time, because during eating time, whatever exercises that are favorable for brain coordination, they pick up much better. So then the time will come for building blocks, matty molding, clay molding, plasticine molding, then puzzles. Look at the puzzles and keep it in place according to the age, so that spatial recognition of puzzle and touch and putting it back. Then if he's handling timber things rather than plastic things, the timber stuff has more friction and plays back on the brain tracks as friction. And we have developed our Den and Dare Center. I will send you a clip. I'm Dr. Lalith Mendis, Director, Colombo Empathic Learning Center, as I told you. My actual last government position, official position, was as head of Department of Pharmacology in a state medical faculty. So because the brain chemistry has gone wrong and my research was on about dopamine and other stuff in other situations, That's how I came upon this field of research. So at every age, whatever improves his child's eye, finger coordination, and enough of mastication, chewing food rather than just gruel food and all that, helps him. And during the food time, no screen at all, concentrate on food. Everybody makes a good effort at food, whole family is there, and him eating, she eating properly is the way to go, and with attention at that time. More attention you give them yourself, more bonding happens. If you put on music, digital screen and gadgets, then the child will not catch attention. He'll continue to be attention deficit. Even shoes with the LED light glittering, there are some shoes, every step there's a glitter comes out of it. Don't do that. Let him not be distracted with such things. Let him be able to, or the child, girl or boy, let the girl or boy be able to play with toys that have a beginning and an end narrative in the toys. So don't give too many toys where they are, the toy itself has lights on and they are doing this, that and the other. Get them soon into Lego. Get them soon into, Lego. Get them soon into Mechanoset is one of the best things, but it takes about, to wait till about they're 8 years old, and the father has to sit with them. Yes, father has to sit with them and make those little parts. So the screwdriver doing clockwise and spanner doing anti-clockwise, both hands being used, is the way that attention span improves and brain tracts improve, and the top-down regulation from the prefrontal cortex improves. It's hard work. Please don't give up. I want to give you a promise from the Good Shepherd. You form my inward parts. You wove me in my mother's womb. This how a little fellow thinks and knows. I will give thanks, for I am reverently and wonderfully made. So children have reverence and wonder. They want to learn the next thing, and they are very thankful, grateful, smiling, hugging. So we want to get the child there. So be encouraged. And we have a blessing book. This is a poem book. You can have a copy if you send me your WhatsApp number to +94 74 211 5011. I also have a blessing book that parents must read. We can send you a soft copy of that if you would send us a request to +94 74 211 5011. That is to read with the kid in a way the kid begins to understand the Good Shepherd's blessing in their life. So furthermore, wonderful are your works, my soul knows it very well. How precious are your thoughts to me, O God, how vast is the sum of them. So this kind of reading and a blessing book is where parents speak their good intention, best hopes rather than frustration. So with these kids, don't get frustrated, don't get angry. They can't help themselves when they are jittery. They may break stuff. They may not do what you ask them to do because their attention span is less. A child by the age of 8 must have attention span of 30 minutes. By the time the child is about 10 to 12, the attention span grows up to 40 minutes. They can sit in one place and study for that amount of time, but these children can't. So we have to train schools to accommodate the jittery child. That's a different lesson. If you are a teacher or wants to know, you have to send me a WhatsApp to that number, 074211 5011, saying, advice to teachers. Then I send you a clip for teachers and managers of this kind of children, counselors, therapists, and so on. So all you do is to increase the attention span. So they have increased dopamine activity, and in some they have shifted from top-down regulation to bottom-up regulation, risk-taking behavior, experiments, stop and start, not finish something. They have lost their initiation, navigation, successful in conclusion, and good reward. They have lost their track. So you have to give them things they like to do, where they recover their sense of reward and wanting to do. So increasingly give them things now initially they may want to only water plants. Give them to water plants. Then you have to make a sand pit in the garden so that they can work with sand pit. Then you have to hang a cricket ball and get them to do what the cricketers do for getting eye and coordination, eye, feet, hands into coordination with a cricket ball hanging in the garden or inside the house. And when you see our then and there pictures, then and there center in Borella near the club oval, you will see how much more can be done. It's free of cost. Only dad has to come and do it with your kid. That is doable from the age of 8 upwards. If you want an appointment, you have to consult me. It's free of cost. You have to give a telephone call to 077 151 2801 for an appointment for a child who is digitized or is anyway hyperactive and in school he can't concentrate. So we have to teach teachers how to keep a hyperactive child in their seat. Some schools allow a carer to come and be with the child. That's the best policy. And give the child a corner seat where the child is able to move, give them some room to move. If there are 2-3 of that kind of children, keep them separated from each other, because lumping them together, they do worse. Some schools may have a special needs kind of class where this kind of children at every grade can go and learn with more activity than the normal class. That's also a way to go forward. But parents at home provide for them onchilla, slides, the hanging swing is the best, because that grip and rope thing, that's what we have at then and there. We call it GARTS, Grips and Ropes Thrill Sports. We also have a 5-acre campus for kid groups, young groups to come and do this, either as digital detox or for training. So remember, God has a plan even for these children. Don't give up, don't feel hopeless. Certainly don't scold the children, they can't help themselves. So what's the logic of this? What's the theory? Their hyperactivity, channel it into constructive physical activity where they can plan and do something increasingly more and more. Channel, direct their hyperactivity into constructive, buildable things, building blocks and puzzles and whatnot. Then music always helps when they are playing the music, not listening to music. The flute, the violin, a guitar, even the drum set and the keyboards, they sing and play. So music, sing and play is very important. Then swimming is a very body balancing activity which helps this kind of children. And while they are swimming in a shallow swimming pool, you can put things under on the floor and they pick it up. But they, of course, in water, they must be under close supervision, as you know. So these are some of the things, and I want to speak to you about not disowning your child. And if you are a carer, gather some strength from God the Good Shepherd, because He does not leave them alone. As I told you, they have owned their heart even in their mother's womb. Every child is a gift from God. So what goes wrong, for whatever reason, God has a solution. May you be encouraged. I have written many books on this. You can get them from Sarasavi Bookshop or from Apeksha Bookshop. And some of those things that you can specifically do as empathic learning center methodologies, and the motor activities are called empathic motor therapy, because more you do coordinated movement for joints and small joints and big joints, that proprioception begins to put the brain tracks, training tracks, learning tracks right. Thank you for listening. I hope this helps you, and may you work with the Good Shepherd for the best of your child. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis. As I told you, for more clips of this nature, you can send a WhatsApp to 0742 11 5011. For a consultation cost-free, you have to give a telephone call to 077 151 2801. Thank you for listening.